Jason Wolf of Better Place says the U.S. needs to look at what other countries are doing in the electric vehicle space and make sure it remains competitive.
I think the biggest barrier is it's not a global barrier, and that's the interesting thing. We tend in the U.S., we like to think that we are the center of the world and we're doing things, but the real big barrier that in the U.S. we have is the fact that other countries are going to do this, and they are doing this much quicker and much more effectively. To do this in a managed way, which is kind of the approach we're taking, we're going to incentivize these technologies, which is great, give income, but we're still leaving the alternative to these things as gasoline and oil prices at very low levels compared to other places in the world. So whereas other places in the world, like my example of Denmark, where a gasoline vehicle is taxed at 180% and an equivalent EV at 0, you don't have to discuss and promote a given technology or a given thing. It just makes the market look for solutions of how I can now supply people with an alternative, energy-wise, that's much cheaper than what people are used to. So I think we're seeing this now in car companies and battery companies putting their resources into other countries. And we shouldn't be surprised, because if I'm building a battery that costs $10,000, which is the equivalent of 8 years of gasoline, which country will I take it to? I will take it to the place where gasoline's the most expensive. We still have a mass market in the US, so we still draw a lot of attention, but we need to make sure that we also look outside of the borders to make sure that we're doing the right things to compete globally. So I think that's the biggest obstacle or barrier to mass adoption in the US. I have no doubt today, which is kind of interesting, it wasn't the case 2-3 years ago. I have no doubt today, and we see this everybody across Better Place in the regions that we've launched, that electrical vehicles will be the next mode of transportation. We've seen every major OEM announce their next vehicles. We've seen other technologies being put on hold or taken off the market. We have a unique opportunity now with a downturn in the economy and a relative low price of oil. We have a window of 2 to 3 years, but it will happen, and that window of opportunity is when we and other companies that are developing to this market need to be ready for mass adoption, because it will be there, and the tipping points are going to be much sooner than what we expect.